Hey MMA fans, Cage Mind's Micah Frankel doing another interview. This time we got a very special guest with us. He's a 2004 Judo Olympian and will be competing in the Bellator Lightweight Tournament Season 6 this Friday night, Bellator 62. We're glad to be joined by Rick Hawn. How you doing, Rick?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for being on. So, first question right off the bat is, with the success that you had at welterweight, an 11-1 record, what was the main motivation for the drop down in weight class?
Well, you know, I've always been kind of undersized at welterweight, so that was kind of my new coach Faraz Zahabi at the TriStar kind of said it might be a good idea to give it a try, and you know, I might have some better success and be a little stronger at lightweight, and you know, so that was the major turning point or deciding factor in regards to dropping down.
Had you tried like a test cut before doing this, or?
I didn't get a chance to because I was originally told I couldn't do the lightweight tournament, so I actually tried to bulk back up a few months ago to get ready for the welterweight tournament, and then I got the call saying that there was an open spot, but there just wasn't enough time to do it properly, I thought, to do a test cut. I didn't want to just rush into it, so I work with a good nutritionist, George Lockhart, and you know, so we're just going to go right in and do it, and cut's going exactly as planned right now, so it feels good.
So what's the difference really in your diet from when you were at 170 to now at 155?
I have to watch what I eat now. You know, I'm counting calories. I'm 1,900 calories down to 1,600 calories, and then obviously now is the water loading phase. So 2.5 gallons of water a day till the weigh-ins on Thursday. So it's pretty scientific. My first time actually doing it with nutritionists, and definitely see the differences in training, and the results are quite evident.
Okay, good. So you're feeling stronger, you're feeling faster, you feel healthier, kind of?
Absolutely. You know, I've lost already about 12 pounds just on excess fat. You know, that I was carrying before, and haven't really lost much muscle. So that's obviously the key to that. So yeah, I feel great every day, and even right now, I'm sucking down, but I feel great.
Okay, so coming into this fight, you're taking on Ricardo Trelawney. What opinions on his fight game and the matchup between you two do you have so far?
Well, obviously he's a tough guy. He's not going to be in the tournament if he wasn't. He's pretty well-rounded, but I think obviously he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm not a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but I feel, all other areas I'm going to dominate him. Striking-wise, strength-wise, cardio-wise, I think I have the advantage, and I'm just looking forward to getting out there and doing it. But he's a tough kid, and I'll give him that, and it's going to be a good fight.
I had done a prediction video earlier today I put up on YouTube, predicted you to be victorious in this bout, and my feeling on it is kind of that from watching Trelawney, he kind of counter-strikes a lot more, and you're head forward, going forward, being aggressive, and trying to force the action all the time. Would you say that's a pretty fair assessment, kind of?
Absolutely. My last few fights, I've always been the one kind of going forward and attacking guys. Everyone's, I think, because of my strength, even at the welterweight, the guys didn't want to get in the clinch, because that's obviously my area where I want to be at most of the time. So a lot of guys are backpedaling, and I kind of see the same thing with Trelawney. I'm going to be physically stronger. I don't think he's going to play the clinch game with me, but if he does, that's I'll throw him on his head.
That'd be fun to see you do again. So talking about the judo and your ability to do the throws, how do you feel that's transitioned and helped you with your judo background into the rest of your mixed martial arts training?
It's a big help. The striking part is the hardest part to learn. Still working on that, but grappling-wise, jiu-jitsu, I'm working on it still, but I have a good base with the judo background, and so I'm learning it fast, but always room to make improvements, and that's what I've been doing. I just try to get better every day.
Next question is, do you think that your judo Olympic background kind of gives you an advantage, especially in Bellator with the tournament system and the frequent fights win the tournament?
I think so. And also given the fact that I made it to the finals last year, I have, fighting a guy who hasn't been in the tournament yet. So, it's kind of, if you're not used to doing that, I guess it can take its toll physically and mentally. And so I'm prepared for that. And just having the background with the judo and competing often, with that as well is kind of prepared me really well for it.
Okay. In your only loss of your career versus Jay Hawn, it was a very controversial split decision. Felt it could have went either way. What do you feel coming away from that fight did you learn or gain from the most?
I learned a lot. I learned I can't let the first round get away from me and start off that slowly. I got to push the pace, and I think that was the really deciding factor of the fight. I got out to a slow start, and he won that first round, and from there it was, I was just trying to play catch up. So I learned a lot, and I'm not going to hopefully make those same mistakes again, and hopefully I've improved in all areas enough to deal with someone of his style of being a counterpuncher.
We've seen you be a fight finisher, 7 TKOs, 4 decisions. Losing that close split decision, does that even give you, more motivation to want to finish fights, not to let it go to the judges' hands again?
Absolutely. Everyone always says don't leave it up to the judges. My last 2 fights were really close, so it's bound to happen if you leave it up to the hands of the judges. So definitely, my new strategy and new goal is to go out there and finish it as quickly as I can and stay healthy and get on to the next round.
Good. So how's the transition been from Sit-Yo-Tong to TriStar Gym? How has that been for you?
It's been great. It's 2 different levels of training camps. TriStar is just it's a huge facility. There's guys come in from all over the world to train there, and you got maybe 10 UFC fighters there that train every day. So it's just it's more of a fight camp. The other gym was Sit-Yo-Tong was it was not, obviously it doesn't have, we're in Boston, so we don't it's we wouldn't have the size, I guess, and the guys, that quality of guys that come in there, but definitely a very good striking school, and I'm glad I was there to learn the striking part and get a good start on that. But yeah, TriStar is definitely just a different animal altogether.
Everybody in mixed martial arts is always growing, always improving. Where do you feel that you still have the most room that you can improve on?
I think striking, all areas I have far way to go in improvement. Jiu-jitsu wise, I'm improved about jiu-jitsu now. Obviously, black belt's far off, but it's definitely something I'm gonna end up getting in the near future. I just got to work at it more. But it takes so long, and there's so much involved with MMA that you have to train boxing and wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking. So it's really hard just to focus on one thing, and I try to spread it out as much as I can to make sure I'm as well-rounded as possible.
Okay. Back when you made the decision to go from the Olympics to mixed martial arts, was that a no-brainer, or did you have other aspects, perhaps coaching or something, or was it just straight on to the next combat sport?
I've been waiting for me to retire for a long time. I guess it's been a long wait for me to get to the point where I had enough of the judo, I guess, and I wanted to finish that career with an Olympic team and going as far as I could with that. And MMA was always going to be in the future if I was healthy enough and strong enough to compete at it at a high level. And that's where we're at now. So it's been, since I was little, it was something I planned on doing once my judo career was over.
With your great judo background, how underutilized do you feel judo is in mixed martial arts?
It's definitely underutilized, but it's not as common as high school wrestling is pretty common. So that's why you see so many people that are with the wrestling base. But I think it's kind of catching on. You are seeing guys doing a lot more throws and takedowns that are judo based. And you got some good judo people out there that kind of spreading the word. So I see more people in the future getting their hands into judo stuff and kind of mixing it up.
Hope to see that happen. So, besides winning the Bellator tournament, what are some other goals that you've set out for yourself within your mixed martial arts career?
Well, I want to, kind of come up with my own style, I guess, and kind of market that as, being the Rick Hawn style of fighting, I guess, and, maybe one day go into the coaching aspect of it, or open up a school or gym, and, but right now is basically just going as far as I can with my sport, with this sport, and getting good and get the right training partners and the right people around me to make it all happen in the right way. So that's what's on my mind right now.
Okay, so with all this time in your life that you spent in judo and now mixed martial arts, what do you do for a vacation?
Vacation. There's not much time for any of that, but hopefully this summer, if all goes well, definitely gonna, I don't know, go on a cruise, go somewhere, Bahamas or something, Aruba, maybe Vegas.
Sounds like some fun. Wanted to wish you the best of luck in the Bellator tournament. Predicting you to win, pretty much, depending on how they set it up. I'm pretty sure we could see you in the finals, hoping to see that. And wish you the best of luck. Here's your time if you wanted to shout out to anyone or mention anybody.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank Zebra Mats, Fuji Sports, Skins Compression Gear, Green Apple Cleaners, Game 7 Sports Therapy, and Strongman Security for their help and support. And couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks. This has been Micah Frankel with Cage Minds interviewing Rick Hawn. Thank you for generously giving us some of your time, and best of luck again on Friday.
I appreciate it.